Hey everybody, welcome back to another Marvel's Midnight Suns superhero showcase. My name is Christopher Odd, and I'm honored to be your host for the series brought to you by Marvel and 2K. A couple episodes ago, I mentioned that Captain Marvel was regarded by many as the strongest Avenger ever. And while that may be true in terms of raw physical strength, today's superhero is on a totally different plane of existence. The Lady in Red herself, the Mistress of Magic, today's superhero showcase is featuring Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch.
Yes. Are you?
Let's put a pin in that.
Of all the heroes showcased thus far, Scarlet Witch relies on positioning the most. You'll notice that most of her moveset is focused on AoE attacks. And this area may be centered around Wanda or an enemy target, but know this, she requires more planning than other heroes on the roster. You'll be well rewarded though, as her legend does hold true. She's extremely powerful in the right hands, and those hands, my friend, are yours. Wanda strikes a nice balance between damage, enemy control, and support, but would definitely benefit from being paired with someone capable of high single target damage. Now we know one thing, you do not want to oppose Scarlet Witch. So let's start by highlighting one of her team buffs before we get a little bit more dangerous. For 2 turns after casting Chaos Field, allies near Scarlet Witch are going to gain 1 resist at the end of the turn. That's a pretty good deal for a card that costs no heroism and actually generates an above average amount too. On upgrade, Wanda will actually heal her nearby squad mates as well. A late game mod could even add the ability to gain counter on redrawing Chaos Field, making it even more valuable. Not known for being the most approachable person in the universe, Scarlet Witch is still worth buddying up to. If you manage to get on her good side, you're going to unlock her passive skill called Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Positioning, positioning, positioning. Where to place Scarlet Witch will be your most important decision when she's on the squad. If you can surround her with enemies, there's a 25% chance to apply a negative status effect to a random enemy near Scarlet Witch each turn. At level 2, the upgrade stays at a 25% trigger rate, but if you're lucky, you're going to see every single enemy in her AoE receive a negative status effect. Obviously, being one of the most powerful magic wielders on the planet has its perks, unless you're Hydra, in which case you're gonna have a bad time. And thanks to Chaos Reigns, affected Hydra units may not even comprehend why. One of the more unique heroic cards in the roster, Wanda is capable of turning the enemies against each other. After all, why waste your time hitting enemies when they can do that job for you? After playing Chaos Reigns, you'll target, now wait for it, an AoE, because remember, that's like her whole thing. And enemies in that AoE will start attacking each other. On upgrade, you'll actually add a 50% chance for each enemy to attack twice, and one of the late game mods could see the card gaining a redraw mechanic to grant you some health. Now we're actually going to skip ahead from the normal formula and cover Wanda's Golden Midnight Suns heroic ability. The aptly titled No More heroic card is the ultimate sacrifice to save your friends and destroy as many Hydra as you can. Scarlet Witch will consume all of her health to deal that amount in damage to each enemy near her. Now this can only be done once, as the card will be exhausted, but more importantly, you'll need to think about when you want to do this. Remember that in Marvel's Midnight Suns, you'll have a limited amount of revives. I wonder if there are any combat items you might want to bring along with you. I wonder if there's anybody that can restore combat items for you. Possibilities. Now, the No More card does have a nice upgrade path too. The first upgrade will see you drawing a card for each knockout that happens, and one of the late game mods would allow you to hold the card and redraw it to cure Wanda. Hopefully I've demonstrated to you that the Emperor of Magic is a fully capable AoE-focused hero, but you're wondering if that AoE isn't a bit too limited? Well, I got you, fam. Unleashed increases the size of Wanda's AoE abilities by 25% for the next 2 turns. On upgrade, that goes to 40%. Oh, and in case you're wondering, that can continuously stack if you're able to draw it frequently. That's all. Just thought you'd want to know if you could make her even more deadly. And you can. Enjoy. That brings us to the end of the Scarlet Witch superhero deep dive. As mentioned previously, her playstyle is quite a bit different to heroes we've covered so far, but as with most things, if you invest the time to get to know her skill set, you'll be handsomely rewarded. Thanks again to everyone out there who's been watching this series with great interest. Your comments, your questions, they've all been well received and super encouraging. Much appreciated. Remember to subscribe to the Marvel's Midnight Suns channel and my own at youtube.com/ChristopherOdd. We've got a ton of stuff to show you on the road to release. Thanks again to Marvel and 2K for working with me on this project, and we will see you again soon.